Alright guys, we have another challenge. This Tower Defense Challenge level 4. Our game is starting to really take shape. The cycles now gain more health over time. It is time to add upgrades for our towers. These upgrades will allow the user to defeat the waves without having to place down hundreds of towers. Allow the user to purchase upgrades for each individual tower. 1 damage per upgrade at 5 gold apiece, increasing in price with the number of upgrades. Also, don't allow the towers to be placed on the path or on top of each other. Alright, so when we play the game, we can mouse over the top of the cycles and it will tell us how much health they have, and they slowly get more health over time. I started them out at 1 this time, and then it goes up by 1 every 5 seconds. And our tower has 1 damage, and that's it. It can never go up, and it just stays the same. But we want to make it where he can actually get more damage over time. So let's get started with that. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our tower, and we're going to add pretty much the same thing we did with the cycle. We're going to say, when you mouse over the top of me, set score. We're going to set the score, and this time we're going to use red. Red's going to show how much damage or ability power our turret has, or our tower has. So when you mouse over the top of me, set the red score to, and then I'm going to use private score. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use blip damage. Setting blip damage. Okay, so when you mouse over the top of me, set my red score. Set the red score to my blip damage. Alright, let's play the game again. And when we put down the tower, when we put our mouse over the top of him, it shows we have 1 ability power. One damage from this 1 tower. Okay? Good. So now we can check and see if the stuff we're changing actually is making any effect. Okay. With our cycle, we use the capital letter A to show how much health he has. Capital letters denote everything on the map. Lowercase letters denote only that particular item, or only that particular tower or player's number. The lowercase a only affects that particular tower. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start the game off. We got to give him some A score. We don't want him to have 0. So A is going to be our damage, and B is going to be the cost of the upgrade. So we're going to set the score of lowercase a, and it's going to start out at 1. We don't want it to start out at 0. And then we want the upgrade to cost 5. So we're going to do the exact same here. So we're going to set the score of B to 5. So A is going to be our damage, and B is going to be our the cost to upgrade him. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to say when our gold is greater than or equal to B, we can do something. What can we do? We can left click on me, and then we can add private score A plus 1. Okay, so our blip damage is going to be lowercase a, and the price is B. It says when the score of B, or whenever your gold is more than or equal to B, you can click on me and you'll get 1 additional A point, which is 1 additional damage. Now every time we click on him, we also need to take some money away. So we need to take away, we're going to do game minus score. We're going to take away that money, which was B. And we're going to do all this once. We don't want to keep doing it over and over. Otherwise, it will keep taking money away and not get and keep just massing up. We only want to do one per click. So, if you have enough gold and then you left click on him, you get some more damage and they take away B, which is the price of the upgrade. And then we want the price to increase every single time we do this. So we're going to do game, add, private score B, and we want it to go up by 5 each time. Now let's play this and see if it does anything correct. And you're going to notice that, okay, so here we go, we bought this tower. If we hover over it, it says 1. If we click it, nothing happens. Why is nothing happening? Let's see. Oh, right there. We did not. We need to take away B from our gold once. There we go. Take away B from our gold. So gold minus B right there. So that's 5. Alright, let's try again. Alright, so whenever we click on him, we're losing gold, but we're not gaining any additional damage. That's because we did not set our damage equal to A. Okay, so right here we have our score is set to blip damage, but we never actually give the damage of A to the character. So there's one more thing we have to do, and this one's always going to be set. We're going to set score. We're going to set our blip damage equal to the lowercase a. And we're not going to put once on this because we always want our blip damage to be equal to A. Let's try it again. So if we hover over it, it's 1. If we click on it, it takes 5 gold from us and our damage goes up by 1 point. And if we do it again, it costs 10 and our damage goes up again, so it's at 3, and so on and so forth. So we can just keep upgrading this tower. There's only one problem: we don't really know how much each upgrade is, because if you put down another tower over here, then you try to go back to it to upgrade, you're not going to know how much does it cost to actually upgrade that one. You're going to forget by that time. So we've added a couple scores up here. So we have blue, which is your upgrade cost. We need to set B equal to that whenever we put our mouse over him, so we can know how much it's going to cost to upgrade our character. So right here we said if your mouse is over the top of him, set the score of red to your current blip damage. Let's copy this and paste it. Okay, so now we want to set our blue score to B whenever our mouse is over the top of him. So we're going to do private score B. And you know what? We don't really have to have this line here, because it says when your mouse is over me, set the red score to your damage and set the blue score to the next upgrade price, which is our B. Let's try this. So I'm going to make a tower. If I put my mouse over the top of him, it says upgrade cost is 5. If I click it, I get a damage and it tells me the next upgrade cost. So if I put down another tower, I have 2 towers. This one costs 5. This one costs 10 to upgrade. And you can see that they have different damages and different costs to continue upgrading them. Alright, for our last part of our challenge, we need to make sure that these towers can't be placed right on top of each other. So if I start this game over, you can see that I can put the towers in the path, which you don't want to be able to do that because it'll block the units. Or you can just put the towers on top of each other and it really just breaks the game. Now the turrets can't shoot at all. So let's fix these two problems. So this page is 100% working. We know this is perfect. So we're going to move this whole page to page 2, and we're going to, on our page 1, we're going to check and make sure the tower is in the right place before we activate this page 2. Okay, so we're going to say when on land, and you want to choose the correct land. What land do you want him on? You want him on the yellow land. So when he's not on the yellow land, so it says on land that's not yellow, we want to do something. Well, we want to refund their money because they spent some money on that to get that, which was 20 gold. We want to refund their money one time, and we want to get rid of the tower. Okay, this should prevent us from putting the tower anywhere except for on the yellow land. Yep, I can put it there. Can I put it in the path? No, I cannot. And I don't lose any gold for it, for making that mistake. Okay. You'll actually see you also can't put it off the path as well, on nothing. It has to go on the yellow ground. Perfect. But we can still stack them on top of each other. Now we're going to say, if you hear another, we need to find the tower. If you hear another stick, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to give their money back. And then we're going to vanish me. So the hearing, it just, I set the hearing really low, so he can only hear so far, and he can only hear things that are really, really close to him. So if we look at our hearing, it's at 3. So this says, if you hear a stick, and then if you hear a stick, add some score back and vanish him. Okay, so we can put down the tower, and if we put one right on top of it, it doesn't let it stay. Now you can see it's getting rid of both of them, but that's okay. We will fix that in just a moment. Now you can see that we can space them out, and that works. Now if you want the spacing closer to each other, you just adjust the hearing down. Okay, so after you created the tower, we need to get them off. If they pass these 2 checks, if it's on the correct land and it's not too close to another stick, we want to switch to page 2, and we want them to start, trying to destroy the cycles. So we're going to wait just a little bit of time to make sure that these 2 things are true, and then switch to page 2. So let's press play. We can put the tower down. It's on the right land and there's nothing close to it, so it switches to page 2 and starts shooting. If I try to put one on the path, it won't let me because it doesn't pass those 2 checks that we made. So if I try to put this one next to him, it won't let me put it on there because it's too close. He can hear a stick. Now, so you can space them out that far, it works, it switches to the correct page, and then it starts doing what it's supposed to. And we can also upgrade by clicking them, and our challenge is complete. Alright guys, I hope that was useful to you. Hopefully you'll be able to add this into your game. Have a great day.